Applewhite, and I am your Chief Executive Officer at Top of the Line Healthcare Staffing. I am a native of New Jersey. I've been a resident in North Carolina for 20 years. I have an amazing husband and 5 beautiful children.
Thank you all for attending this extraordinary event, and tonight we are taking the time out to thank our nurses for all the care they have provided to all the patients, friends, and families. We dedicate this night to celebrate your commitment, your compassion, your perseverance to providing top-of-the-line health care to all patients.
Say breakthroughs in the room.
Breakthroughs in the room.
It's yours if you want it. Anticipating.
Always has worse going on than you do. They always have more going on than you do. And if you look at it like that, you will understand that compassion comes automatically.
Went ahead, you apply for your EIN, you got that first with your company name, and you go to the state level to apply, and it's no longer available. Now you have to do additional paperwork just to try to get everything balanced, right?
We are doing a Make the Call to Get the Client challenge. It's a 5-day challenge, and I want you to be a part of it. If you are a healthcare staffing owner and you are suffering with getting clients, hospitals, nursing homes, whatever your niche is, whatever.
We adore each other. We love being with each other, right?
No, I adore it. I enjoy it. I love it.
I don't know what you're going through, but we stopped by to tell you that what's in front of you is bigger than what's behind you. Your destiny, your promise, your future. You might as well shout before you get it, because God sent me here to tell you that what he has for you is gonna be big. That it's my season.
That it's my season.
You ought to declare that over your own life. Say, I believe.
I believe.
Go, and you want that person to have that integrity, that professionalism when the door is closed, because that's what matters.
If you're diabetic or you're diabetic, it's a chance that you might lose some type of sensation in your feet. So you always want to touch the water when you get in any type of bath water, when you're immersing yourself in like a jacuzzi or anything.
So how do you see your journey from that point in time till now? And what is it now that you are aiming for? What is it that you seek for yourself?
So right now, I'm just seeking to touch medical professionals nationwide, because,
accountability kicks in, and that is what we have with our medical professionals. We make sure they are all of that when the door is closed. So
that's awesome. And
that matters most to your family, your health, and your happiness. You have to choose happiness over anything. And my husband, I love him. I say, look, you happiness over anything.
All right, family, welcome. I'm so excited. Thank y'all so much for coming to the webinar. I'm just so excited to answer your questions, y'all. I'm not going to play any games. We're going to be live on a couple of sites until we get to the juicy part. And then if you haven't registered in and you haven't come in to get your free information, then you won't get the webinar part. So it is streaming live on some of the platforms to let you know what y'all missing. Like, your girl is dropping game in this, and I'm just like so excited about it because I get to help people, y'all. This is a big thing. All right, can you comment who in the chat? Who is here? Who is here? Let's see who in the chat. Who here? Let me know where you're from. Let's see. All right. Let me know where you're from in the chat. All right, so we are going to get to it, y'all, because I want to see if I can get this done in an hour. I've been up all morning. I've been on the computer all day, but I want to give you value. If I make a promise to you that I'm going to do a webinar, I'm going to show up, I'm going to give you value, and I'm going to answer your questions. So Let's get to it. All right. I want to go that route. That route. So that's the route I want to go. Right there. All right. So my story, right? Who am I, y'all? Who am I, right? I always tell people the first thing I am, Luckinair Paul from New Jersey. Wow. What part of Jersey? You know, I'm originally from Jersey City. This was up. What's up? Like, what's up, Luckinair? All right. So, literally, I'm a servant of God. I always tell people that before anything, everything I do is to serve God. Like, it is to give him the glory. It's to magnify his name. So when I go to heaven, I don't know about other people, when I go to heaven, he can say, well done to me, that I've done everything that I'm supposed to do with all my creativity and all the gifts that he gave me, right? So first and foremost, I'm a servant, and that fits so great with me because of the nursing part of me. I like to take care of people. I care for people, right? Period. I don't sugarcoat it. I don't abbreviate it. I just really love to take care of people. And if you just came in the group, make sure you comment in the chat. If you are looking on one of my live pages, I want you to know that after about 15 minutes in, I'm going to shut down the live pages, and it will just be the webinar. So make sure you come register. There's a link on every live page so you can register for this webinar. All right. So I'm a servant of God. I'll always be a servant of God. God is always first in everything I do. And this is why I tell people I don't need a supervisor, because God is the ultimate supervisor. So I gotta make sure I'm treating people right because of God. Right? Period. I gotta make sure I'm treating people right because of God. Like, I gotta answer to him, not you, for my soul. You gotta answer to him for your soul. When it comes to Alisa's soul, she gotta do the answering, she gotta do the interceding. So with that being said, I'm a servant before I'm anything, y'all. And let's say the second thing, I'm a wife, right? Because it always says put your husband, you got God first and then your spouse if you're married. So I'm a wife. I'm a wife to an amazing husband. He is absolutely amazing in every way. He supports me. He is the type of husband that literally I'm like, hey, we about to do this. And he's like, all right, I know you're about to jump off this cliff, so let me go get the parachute, because I know you don't have a parachute, but I got you. Right? So that's what everybody needs in their life. They need somebody who's going to support every crazy dream and desire that you have, right? So you need that, right? And if it's just you right now, don't settle for nobody that is not like that. You need somebody that's going to support your dreams and goals and push you to be the best person you can potentially be, right? So I'm a mom, right? I have 5 children. I always tell people this, and this is actually I have 4 children that I birthed, and one that's my additional child, as I like to say. And then there's more kids that I raised in my actual home. So I love kids. I don't know why I love kids. And so, but I truly love kids. So with me being a mom, I have to remind myself that I'm a leader for somebody, right? Someone is looking up to me to see if I'm doing what I'm trying to tell them what to do, right? I just don't believe that being a parent any longer is telling your child, just do what I say, not do what I do, right? I believe that as a parent, if you're going to tell your child to do something, you need to be doing it as well, right? So I'm a mother. I have kids that follow me to see where I'm heading them in this journey called life, right? What am I doing in this journey called life for them, right? Let me turn this light down because this light a little bright. Oh God, there we go. I like that better. That's so much better. All right. Whew. Need some water. Y'all, I'm a nurse, right? So most people don't know this. I have been a nurse for 14 years. I've been in healthcare as of next year for 20 years. May of next year, I'm going to celebrate. I'm trying to tell you, I'm going to enjoy my life for 20 years of giving my life to healthcare. So I'm so excited about that part. But I'm a nurse, and I traveled as a nurse for about 8 years. 8 years. I was a CNA. I was an LPN. And I just really, really love nursing. And I know that the important part of it all is just making sure you're taking care of people and you actually care about what you're doing, right? Has anybody in here had a bad hospital experience or a bad nursing home experience? Ghost story, love you. Hey, Mama Faye. So has anybody in here had a bad hospital experience or a bad a bad hospital experience or a bad doctor's office experience, right? So that's my goal as a healthcare professional, being in this industry for almost 20 years and loving exactly everything about it. Love it, right? Just taking care of people, generalized. Love it. And I just realized that there's not a lot of nice medical professionals out there. Some of them forgot why they went to school. A lot of them just stressed out. And a lot of them, I feel like, have PTSD from COVID, and it just has not been addressed. So here I am, little Alisa, coming in, believing with everything in me that I can change the world, right? Believing with everything in me that I can change the world of medicine by implementing my strategies and principles to make people feel better about healthcare so they can take care of the holistic patient. So join me on my journey, y'all. Join me, right? I'm a daughter, right? I have mother-in-laws. That's one of my mother-in-law right there. I have mother-in-laws. I have godparents. I have my mom, my biological mom. And it's just, I'm a daughter. I'm a daughter to a lot of people, right? I always tell people I got a trinity tree of parents. Three sets of parents. And they all different, right? I'm a daughter to a stepdad. So I always tell people that, like, I have a trinity tree of parents. I have a lot of parents. God has blessed me with a lot of people who love me and actually chose me to be their goddaughter. All right, and I'm a friend, y'all. I have several friends, female and male friends that I literally either grew up with or we became friends along this entrepreneurial journey. A lot of my friends are entrepreneurs. So I'm a friend. Like, if I'm nothing else, I'm a friend. I like to help my friends, try to give them as much information as I potentially can. But you know how that go, y'all. Some people just don't listen. They got to see it for themselves. And when you show by example, then they start listening, or then they want to know, hey, are you hiring? It's funny, right? All right. So then I'm a sister. I have, I always tell people 6 siblings. So I have a older sister, a little sister, and no, I have 5 siblings. So I have 2 sisters and 3 brothers. God rest his soul. One of my brothers passed away, but I still have 3 brothers. And that is the big family I come from. We come from an even bigger family than that, but that is the bigger family I come from my mom. And y'all, last but not least, and I made sure I put this last, I am an entrepreneur, okay? And the reason why I'm an entrepreneur, because it sums up everything here. People just don't understand. If you're not running a business that you are getting money from, you are running a business in your friendships, your relationships, as a mom, as a wife, right? You are is consistently doing something to get a result, right? So I'm an entrepreneur. I love doing things when it comes to business. We were able to start a healthcare staffing agency. So I'm a healthcare staffing owner. And it's been open for 3 years as of May of next year, right? So it hasn't been open for 3 years as of this year, but as of May of next year, it's been open for 3 years. And we have been able to create over 7 figures every year. Every year, over 7 figures in this healthcare staffing agency. And honestly, y'all, I was just in it. I was getting my work done. I was like head down, trying to take care of me and my kids, taking care of my medical professionals, seeing what I can do to help them be better people, and to expand them. So I was just in it with my head down. And lo and behold, for the people who know Myron Golden, I was able to take his Make More Offers challenge. And he inspired me to do other things with my education and with my success of my business. So here we go, y'all. I'm teaching people, right, how to build a healthcare staffing agency, because I built one myself, and I have been successful year after year. And that's the crazy part about it all. It's like, if I could just focus back on it, I don't know if I'll have time for teaching. So this is why I am here. This is why I'm having this webinar, because we are offering a course at the end of this webinar. I just want to let you know, I don't want to sugarcoat anything for you. This will not be a pressure sale. You will literally get the free information. It's totally up to you if you want to buy it or not. This will be the last class of this year. I am not sure if I'm going to really focus on it next year because my healthcare staffing agency alone holds a lot of revenue. And I truly want to give back to people, but I'm going to have to figure out a way for it to be exclusive and at short periods of time so I can actually grow into the healthcare staffing agency that I want built. I keep telling people I will be the first African-American female that is a billionaire in healthcare staffing. Now, Janice Bryant Howroyd holds that position for staffing, but I want to hold that position in healthcare staffing, right? And congratulations to you, Janice Bryant Howroyd. I love you. I'm telling you, I'm going to meet you one day and we're going to be the best of friends. You will be my mentor. I speak it is going to happen because I believe in God and I believe He's going to do it, right? So this is one of my goals and my desires is to be the first African-American billionaire in healthcare staffing. And if you have done your research, you look at healthcare staffing and you see that there are no Black billionaires in healthcare staffing, right? So this is who I am, y'all. And literally 9 months after opening, we had created 7 figures in revenue, right? So I want you to know that. If you have just came into the room, I want you to comment, tell me your name, tell me where you're from. But we have literally created 7 figures in 9 months of opening a healthcare staffing agency. All right. So the purpose of this class is to start a healthcare staffing business to make more money and have a better financial future. You can help doctors, nurses, and other medical professionals find jobs and make a difference in the world while earning good money. And the reason why I say that is because I didn't know that opening this healthcare staffing agency will help so many people. And I have been able to help people pay for scholarships. I've been able to help people pay for the down payment on their home because I opened this agency and gave them an opportunity, right, to work and make additional funds. I have been able to help people buy homes, buy cars, go from not having a job at all to training them so they can have a job and have experience and go on. And it's just great, right? I have built this relationship with these medical professionals that I absolutely love. And the loyalty is crazy, right? They will follow me off a cliff. And I'm just like, well, why, right? Why do you follow me off a cliff? And it's simple, y'all, because I care about people, period. And if you are ever able to meet me in person, you'll get it. Like, I truly, truly care about people. And I want to see people succeed. And I want to be the best example of what God is in my life to people, right? Because John Hope Bryant said this, and I always say this now, ever since I heard him say it several times. You got to be careful on what you do out here in the world, because sometimes you are the only Bible that people ever read. And if you think about that, you're like, that's a good one. Like, what do you mean? How are they reading me? Well, maybe they can't read, but they can see you. So they're reading how you're acting. They're reading how you're treating people. They're reading by looking at you on everything you do. And you might be the only time that they see an example of what godly is. So you need to live up to that example, right? So that's a hard pill and a big pill to swallow, but at the same time, it's honor. It's an honor to follow it. So I want you to always, if you don't remember nothing, you might be the only person that somebody sees be successful. You might be the only person that somebody sees and it's like, oh my God, I remember when that person was down doing this and stressing, and now they making money, they making moves, they changing their community. Y'all, we was giving out to the homeless shelters, volunteering our time to the shelters, and it was just all crazy because I'm just like, wow, like we created all of this from an idea, right? It started off with the idea and God blew life in it because I was committed to my dream and my goals. And if you're committed, put committed in the chat. If you're committed to living your dreams and your goals, put committed in the chat, right? You have to put committed in the chat if you are committed to living your dreams and your goals, right? Because you should be committed more than anybody else. It is going to get hard. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. I don't sugarcoat it. This ain't no fluff, right? You're going to get it the real way. It is going to get hard, but if you are committed to yourself, you're committed to living your dreams and your goals, you can. All right. So with the healthcare staffing company, you can make sure your family and community are better financially and in a brighter future. What? I can't even see that because it's over there. There we go. With the healthcare staffing company, you can make sure your family and community are better off financially and have a brighter future. And I talked about that. It is financial security, y'all. Literally financial security when it comes to healthcare staffing. All right. So right now, I want you to get your pen and paper out. Right now, get your pen, your paper out. Your questions. There will be gifts for answers. So make sure you stay tuned. Don't go. I have 3 gifts to give, and I want to make sure you stay tuned. Do not go anywhere. All right. So get your pen and get your paper out so you can write down all the questions. All right. Let me see if I can do this real quick and go to IG and go to live. Here we go. All right, family, I'm in the middle of a webinar and you will get some access for free. But register for the webinar. You can go to the page on IG and click in and get into the webinar. It's not too late. All right, so we're going to go right there. All right, so there we go. All right, so everybody's getting the good information. Get your pens out, get your papers out, right? You're going to write down all these, your questions. You're going to write down this information, and any question you have, just let me know. All right, so for those people who stay to the end of this webinar, I will have a Q&A section and a surprise gift. You do not want to miss it. All right, so if you stay till the end of the webinar, I will have a Q&A for you where you can ask a question and I answer it, and you'll have a surprise gift. All right, so if you are on any platform, social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, what else we got? YouTube. I see we got YouTube up there, right? If you are on these social media platforms, if you go to this post right here. Oh, that's not it. That's not it. Ooh. No. Let me see. Delete the comment. Delete the comment. How many times did it post? Oh, it posts on everyone. Delete the comment. All right. Put user in timeout. No. What did I just do? Ooh, this look ugly. Delete the comment. Okay, so don't do that. Don't look at that. I know I had it here. Oh my God, I thought I had it here, y'all. All right, so it's gonna be I'm just typing on the wrong one. So https StreamYard.com. Here we go. It says share. Copy. Look at there. This is why I love StreamYard. Because if you want to share the link, it's right here. All right. So if you want to come to the webinar, here is the link. Click the link, register, get yourself in the webinar, because I will not be showing you the whole thing for free. All right. You literally have to jump in so you can see this. Okay, so get your paper and pens out. Let's go. All right, so did you know in the healthcare staffing industry alone, as of 2022, the healthcare industry revenue was over $4.3 trillion. Did you know that most people they think healthcare is $1 billion industry when healthcare is $1 trillion industry? And it's just surprising how some people don't know that, right? And again, you don't know what you don't know. So that's why I'm here to educate you and say, look, in this industry, it's literally $1 trillion industry. So you can make a bunch of millions in this industry. You can make 7 figures in this industry. It's easy to make 7 figures in this industry because if you fill the void that's supposed to be filled, right, which is taking care of people, right? This industry is about taking care of people, period. The reason why this industry is so big, because they have patients. They have people that need their time. They got people that need their attention. Okay. Excuse me, y'all. I'm yawning. I'm hot too. I gotta take off this coat. God, Jesus, hot. Man, I need a fan. It's hot. All right, so I just got hot all of a sudden. I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. Do I got menopause? I don't know if I got menopause, but I got a fan right here. Y'all always do fans. Like, I carry fans to my friend's house. I'm so bad. All right, but go to the website. Go to the link that I put in and register for the webinar so you can get more information. All right. So did you know in the healthcare staffing industry alone, it is $1 trillion industry. It's not $1 billion. It's $1 trillion industry, meaning you can easily make 7 figures out of this industry, right? And healthcare staffing is one of the vehicles in healthcare that you can use to get the additional money that you want out of healthcare, right? This doesn't have to be a full-time job for you. People build healthcare staffing agencies all the time and sell them, right? They build them just to sell them. But, you know, my goal is for you to have a higher passion than that. Like, let me build something that will actually help somebody like me one day when I become a patient. And maybe I can't move, or maybe I can't talk, or maybe I can't walk anymore. And I know that when a medical professional goes into that hospital, working into that hospital, and they work under me, that they're going to give the best care that they can potentially be. So this is my moment to shine. I'm going to shine. I'm going to take it. Thank you, God, for bringing this to my mind. So I'm going to go here with it. My true vision had came true, right? I was sitting there and I was talking to my husband, who's on Instagram, High Life Book Club. Hey, High Life. If y'all want to join the webinar, come to the webinar. I was sitting there and last Friday, I believe, I had got a call that my mom was in the hospital. And I said, I'm going to have to stay the night with her because I know they're going to have some questions and she's not going to know how to answer it. So I'm going to have to cancel my whole day. I'm going to have to go spend the night with her. And that's my mom. That's what you're supposed to do, right? You're supposed to do that. So I'm like, all right, so I'm about to cancel my whole day. I'm going to go spend the night with her. My husband already know when I get there, I'm spending the night. The kids already know y'all going back home because mommy's staying the night with Nana. So she can make sure she's okay and answer the questions and make sure she's not going to get anybody in there to treat her any type of way, right? And I'm walking down the hall of this hospital and I see a nurse that I trained through my healthcare staffing agency, right? Which is, we heard what I said it right. We trained him through the healthcare staffing agency and gave him a job. And it was amazing, right? It was very amazing. And I seen him and I walked up to him. And I said, hey. And he said, oh, Alisa, how are you? Right? I'm a CEO. I was his owner. I was his boss. Right. And he gives me a hug. He gives my husband a hug. He's like, man, like, you know, God, Jesus, how y'all doing tonight? And he's like, what's wrong? Why are you here? And I'm like, oh, my mommy is in the room. So my mother's a concierge and people know her as a concierge. So they know her as Mama Deborah. And I'm like, yeah, she's in the room. He's like, what room she's in? I tell her what room she's in. He's like, oh, I have her tonight. When I tell you I was relieved, I was so relieved because I knew this particular person was going to be attentive to my mother. They were going to be professional to my mother. And they was going to give her the game on any medication they was going to give her and then explain to her what was going on. Like, that is the type of nurses that comes from top of the line. And that's what I love about my healthcare staffing agency. And this is what I'm saying. This can be your healthcare staffing agency. What if that was your mom that was in a hospital and the medical professional that you helped grow literally becomes their medical professional, becomes their nurse, becomes their doctor. You see what I'm saying? Like, it was a full circle, and I didn't take it first because I wanted to hear what was going on with my mom. And then I sat back, and when I sat down, I said, I could go home tonight. I could go home tonight because God has showed me what I said I was going to do. The vision he gave me, which was train people to be professional, accountable, and compassionate at the bedside of patients when the doors close, right? He has shown me that the person that I trained at all of this from, all this to, is going to take care of my mother, and I can rest nicely knowing that before he leaves, I need to get there because I don't know the next nurse, but I can rest this night because I know that she is in great hands. So I want to say thank you, Giovanni, for being so amazing. I enjoy working with you. You're so amazing. But this is what I'm saying. I would have never got that experience if I would have never opened a healthcare staffing agency, right? He would have never probably got the experience and elevation to go into a hospital system, right? If he didn't have somebody to believe in him and train him and help him get through this, right? So this is a full circle thing, y'all. And you got to think about it. I keep telling people this, and I don't know why it's not clicking for everybody. But at any moment, you can become a patient, right? I can become a patient right now talking to you. You can become a patient. You can have a stroke, a heart attack. You can just pass out and don't feel good. You know what I'm saying? You can start throwing up randomly. Start having diarrhea, you name it. You could just become a patient, and you only hope, right? You only hope that the people that's taking care of you, you only hope that they have enough compassion to take care of you. They have enough accountability to actually do what they said they're going to do and be knowledgeable about the things that they don't know, right? And then be so, not compassion, I already said compassion, professional, right? They can be so professional that they know how to treat you in a respectable way. All right. So this can exist in healthcare, and it can start with you. So this is why I'm teaching people how to build a healthcare staffing agency, because it starts with you. For every complaint that you have about a hospital or nursing home or any doctor's office, this complaint starts with you. I'm giving you an opportunity to literally build your own agency so you can create your own reputation, your own culture. But again, it starts with you. That's it, right? These glasses seem like my eyes or something touching it. I'm like, wait a minute. Y'all can't see nothing without my glasses, so they got to go back on. Jesus Christ. I'm just put my contacts on again, but not right now. Let's go. There we go. All right. So let's get to it. What is a healthcare staffing agency? So people ask me this all the time. Alisa, what is a healthcare staffing agency? You keep saying it, but some people don't know, y'all. Number one, it's temporary staffing. Healthcare staffing agencies often provide temporary or travel staff to fill short-term vacancies or address seasonal fluctuations and patient demand, right? This flexibility allows healthcare facilities to maintain adequate staffing levels, okay? Facilities have to retain adequate staffing levels because it is against the law if they drop below levels when it comes to medical professionals. So this is why it's always going to be a need for healthcare staffing, because you got to keep the number. In order for you to keep the number, you're going to need some additional staff, and you don't want to have to pay an arm and a leg for the staff. So you pay at this flat hourly rate, and boom, you got your staff. Everybody's good. The government's good. Nobody's coming to shut you down. Your patients still have a hospital that they can get access to right away. Okay. Number two, permanent placement. People don't know this, but you need to write this down. What is a healthcare staffing agency? You can build a healthcare staffing agency, and all you do all day is permanent placement. That's all you do. You ain't staffing no nurses in no hospital temporarily. You are literally searching for people and hiring them on full time at that hospital or at that nursing home, and you're getting a percentage, right? And the percentage is normally from anywhere from 10% to 40%, or 10% to 30% of what their annual salary will be. Don't hate me because I'm high. Hey, what's up, Manuel? Hello, join the webinar, y'all. Make sure y'all register because the webinar is here. All right. So, you can literally just create your staffing agency and do permanent placement, right? So some healthcare staffing agencies assist in permanent placement, helping healthcare professionals find long-term employment opportunities in various healthcare settings, right? So you can literally reach out to a doctor's office and say, hey, I see that you are short-staffed. I see that you are advertising for a nurse, and I'm telling you, if you make me the person, if you make my company the company that helps you with staffing, and every staff I give you, right, you give me $5,000. Boom. You start your agency, you give me $5,000. You do 5 nurses a month, that's $25,000. That's $25,000, and you don't pay nobody. That's your money, right? So hopefully the smart part is if you decide to take the course with me, you invest it back into your business to do other stuff, but that is pure profit, right? So healthcare staffing can be a pure profit company where you don't have to deal with scheduling. You don't have to deal with the medical professionals. You are just the middleman between let me find them and let me place them, right? And healthcare staffing agencies, literally, you have healthcare agencies, that's all they do is permanent placement. That's all they do. And the great thing about permanent placement is you can place a nurse anywhere in the world, right? So I can't say outside the United States because I've never operated outside the United States, but wherever you got your contract at within the United States, you can definitely place them, right? If you got your license in another state, there shouldn't be an issue with you placing them because all you're doing is they call the head hunter. That's what they call it, right? In the marketing world, all you're doing is being the head hunter for that particular client. And how many people do you think, how many clients do you actually think of like, you know what? I'll use you. And you say most people charge them, again, like I said, anywhere from 10 to 30% of the annual salary. So if they charge the annual salary for CNA is $30,000, then 10% of that is $3,000, right? 20% of that is $6,000. So it's like, I'm gonna just charge you a flat fee of $5,000 based on a position, right? You might have a nurse practitioner. You say, hey, I'll get you a nurse practitioner and I only charge you $5,000 flat fee. Oh, they like, deal. Why? Because a nurse practitioner salary can be $100,000. And for that $100,000, if somebody's charging them 30%, they got to pay that person 30%, which is $30,000 just to get that nurse practitioner, y'all. So what I'm saying to you is healthcare staffing is very flexible. That's what I'm saying to you, right? You can build an agency where all you do is permanent placement, okay? So I just had to get that in because people don't even know that. People just like, I don't want to deal with. It's so much stuff you can do with healthcare staffing. It's crazy. All right. So what is healthcare staffing, y'all? Healthcare staffing, specialized staffing, right? So healthcare staffing agencies may specialize in providing specific staff for specific healthcare sectors such as hospitals, clinics, nursing homes, or home healthcare, right? You can place people in so many different facilities, and you can literally say, all I'm going to staff is CNAs. All I'm going to staff is registered nurses. All I'm going to staff is nurse practitioners, right? You're making it so specialized that people have to come to you and they're going to think about you when they say, man, we just had 10 nurse practitioners walk off. We just had 10 nurse practitioners go on strike. We just had 20 doctors go on strike. Who is the person that we can deal with that only is going to supply us doctors? And you say, oh, that's Alisa's doctors group. There you go. So Alisa doctors group, let's call it, because we know she's going to only place doctors. And we don't care how much she charges at this point because we know we cannot run a medical facility without doctors, right? We can't run a medical facility without nurses, okay? So it's specialized. You can pick the specialized place. What do you want to staff? Do you want to staff ICU nurses? Do you want to staff med-surg nurses? Do you want to staff telemetry nurses? Do you want to staff all just psychiatric nursing? There are healthcare staffing agencies that are huge that only do psychiatric, prison, and jail contracts, okay? Prison and government contracts. That's all they do, right? And that's what I love about healthcare staffing. You can niche all the way down and become very, very wealthy at this, right? So it can be anything. And I just want to staff hospitals. I just want to staff doctor's offices. I only want to staff nursing homes, right? I literally told people last year alone, the nursing home brought in $1.29 billion. just by ourselves, just staffing nursing homes, just the patients in the nursing homes, not staffing them, but just the patients in the nursing homes in the United States brought in a revenue of $129 billion with the B. Okay, so if you just want to be a millionaire, I'm quite sure them billionaires don't mind giving you $1 million to keep making them billions. Do you get what I'm saying? See how small they look? People are like, oh, Lisa, I don't think I can make $1 million. You can make $1 million if what you're doing is going to make somebody $1 billion. You can make $1 million if what you're doing is going to make somebody $3 million, right? Because they pay you the little money that you think is big, so they can make the bigger money on the end. Come on, y'all, come speak to me, talk to me about this, y'all. Anybody know about this? This is this right here. I'm telling you, this is what really got me into healthcare staffing. I was like, okay, all right, we could do this, right? So, credentialing and compliance. Number 4, what is healthcare staffing? Staff provided by healthcare staffing agencies typically undergo vigorous credentialing processes to ensure they meet the necessary qualifications and compliance standards, right? So, the staffing agency literally vets this medical professional. When I say vet, because I want to use words people know, they go over the person's paperwork. They go over their ID, their social security card, their background check, their drug screens, any things that they might have on the Medicare thing that says that they're abusing the elderly, right? So anything that they might have, they go over all of this, and the staffing agency pays for all of this, and then we give you the medical professional for a flat hourly fee, right? Or we give you that medical professional, because once we do all of that on a permanent side, permanent placement side, we do all of that, and then we give you that medical professional ready to go for a one-time payment, right? And if you do one-time payments on permanent placement, I always tell people you want your money upon invoice or no less than 30 days, period. You're not waiting no 45 days. You ain't waiting no 60 days. This is a permanent placement. This person's going to you. So at minimum, what you could do is pay me. All right. So credentialing and compliance, y'all. So you have to make sure your medical professionals are compliant. And we teach this in the course. We teach you everything that you need to know to make sure they're compliant and how you can strategize to grow your healthcare staffing agency by keeping people compliant. All right. And the systems is stuff that we use because it's also a systems game. All right. So what is a healthcare staffing agency? Number 5, meeting healthcare demand, right? Healthcare staffing is crucial in addressing the ongoing demand for healthcare services, especially in areas facing shortage of qualified professionals, y'all. Listen to me when I tell you this. There is not a hospital or nursing home you can go to today, as of today, in the United States, and one of the nurses or medical professionals say to you, we short-staffed today. Everybody has heard that, all right? So there's not a facility you can go into today and they won't say, you know what, we be short-staffed in this building a lot, right? But hey, we got to make it work. So the demand is so high. And people always say, Alisa, why do you think the demand is so high? It's so many reasons why I think the demand is so high, but I did a video. So if you want to go to YouTube, I did a whole video on what I thought the reason was for the nursing shortage, right? So I did 2 videos actually because another person asked the question, do you think it's management? And I answered that as well. So do you think it's management that's causing the shortage in healthcare staffing, right? So I want you to know that there is a demand, right? And I keep telling people this, when the world shut down with COVID, God bless everybody that lost their lives, and the family that lost loved ones. But the truth of the matter is, when the world shut down, they closed down all these jobs and they closed down all these areas, and they kept saying we are essential workers. Healthcare didn't close. Healthcare actually tripled in size. So we went from making, I know as an ICU nurse prior to COVID, I made $2,500 a week. And sometimes, I could push a little 3,000 if I put in some overtime, right? So that's literally so let's just say we push in some overtime, 3,000 a week. That's a nice 12,000 a month, right? That's pretty decent, right? For some people, it's like, at least that's real decent. Some people make $3,000 a month. I know, y'all. I understood. And that's how I knew that teaching people the healthcare staffing and running this business wasn't for a financial goal of mine, because I was already financially stable before starting all of this. So I'm like, I see the fact of having access money, how it changes people, right? My initial goal was probably, oh my God, I can be a millionaire and I can solve all these problems and I can go travel the world, right? That could have been my initial thought, but once I got into it and I seen the impact that I was having on people, y'all, we have this Heart of Gold Gala, which I always tell people about. This Heart of Gold Gala, where we literally celebrate 52 medical professionals. They get a chance to go up and tell people about their life story, right? They get celebrated. We dance, we party. It's an open bar for the whole entire time, right? And they just enjoying themselves, and they get to walk away with gifts, right? And I could never have done that if I stayed a nurse. I could never have celebrated 52 people and honored them for their services in healthcare and showed them that, hey, even as a healthcare staffing person, there's somebody out here that absolutely love you and thank you for showing up as a nurse, right? You don't have to be a permanent nurse to show up, right? But you're showing up still as a nurse. You're showing up as a CNA. You're showing up as a respiratory therapist, right? You're showing up as a doctor. So thank you, y'all. But again, what I'm saying, I could have never had fathomed or thought that I can have built something so grand and then have an annual event that celebrates them that is even more grander. And, it would change people's lives. I never would have thought that I could build this a nonprofit to help medical professionals and their families. Like, it's just crazy. But it all started with believing that, hey, I can make a difference. Just that one belief, I can make a difference and I can make 7 figures. All right, so let's go to the next one. All right, so attention. Whoever's on this line, this is our first free gift. We are giving you a free copy of the book. So make sure you are commenting if you are in this webinar, right? Only the people in the webinar. You got to come register for the webinar, right? So if you are in the webinar, come register for the webinar. It's in the message. Let's see who we got up here. We have Michelle Pascal. Hello, Michelle. Miss Jackie Hello, Miss Jackie. Awesome. So literally, I want you to answer the question, right? So if you answer the question and you are in the webinar, you will definitely be able to win a free book, y'all. And I'm so excited about this book because this book literally teaches you how to build a healthcare staffing agency the way you would if you took my course, right? The only difference is the book. Most people don't finish books. My goal is that everybody, and that's my prayer, everybody that purchased my book actually read it and finish it because it has so many points in there that can change your life, okay? So we're going to release the question. You're going to answer it. You're going to give 30 seconds to answer the question. I'm going to take a break, get back here and drink some water because my throat tickling. And whoever answers the question right, they get a free gift. They get a free book, and I'm going to send it to you, all right? So let's go to the question. Question number 1. In the healthcare industry alone, as of 2022, the healthcare industry revenue was over blank. Okay? Let me do it again. Question. In the healthcare industry alone, as of 2022, the healthcare industry revenue was over blank. All right? So you're going to have 30 seconds. All right. Make sure you answer it in the chat. Make sure you answer it in the chat. All right. So in the healthcare industry alone, as of 2022, the healthcare industry revenue was over. Nobody answered in the chat. I need for y'all to start paying attention. Answer in the chat. Make sure you answer it. Yep. Answer it. Well, I'm about to go to the next one. The answer is, as of 2022, the healthcare industry revenue was over $4.3 trillion. Literally. It's over $4.3 trillion. Okay? So, let's go to the next slide. Pick your niche. So step number one, you're going to pick your niche. Who are you staffing, right? Are you staffing nurses? Are you staffing LPNs? Are you staffing RNs? Are you staffing CNAs? Are you staffing dietitians? Are you staffing, mammogram people, right? Are you staffing x-ray technicians? Are you staffing sonograph technicians? Are you staffing MR technologists? Like, what are you staffing, right? Pick your niche or niche. That's what some people say. Pick your niche or your niche, and show who you're staffing. All right. So that's step number one. You have to pick one, right? The goal is not to pick, oh, at least I want to staff them all. You're going to get confused. You ain't going to be focused because you have no true target, and you're not going to be successful. Pick 1 to 2 niches potentially, right? Max at 2, especially when you are just opening a healthcare staffing agency. So you could get comfortable with even staffing, period, right? So you could get comfortable with even staffing, period. And you're not causing too much confusion for yourself. Because with every niche that you staff, you need to know their certifications. You need to know what they need to legally work, right? So that's more additional work for you. It's a lot of confusing when you are just starting your agency. So pick about 1 or 2, stick with it, y'all, and maximize that, right? So number 3. Nope, we already did that. Step number 2, pick your geography. Where in the world do you want to staff, y'all? This is so important because you literally can staff in any place. I live in North Carolina. I staff New York. I staff New Jersey, right? You can staff anywhere in the world, anywhere in the United States. You can staff anywhere from anywhere. Right. So you just got to pick your geography. And then, of course, we teach you how to pick your geography. We literally show you, hey, what area will be best for you to staff CNAs? What area will be best for you to staff nurses? Where is the most financial need? And where's the quickest way to the bag, right? So we literally show you how to pick your geography. And, you know, there's nothing wrong with picking, let's say, North Dakota and you live in North Carolina, right? You do have to get certain certifications. Oh, sorry, I'm sleepy. Oh, Jesus. I apologize for that. But you got to get certain certifications, and you have to have certain license to operate in certain states. So you got to pick your geography, right? And it can be anywhere the financial need is needed the most, right? So anywhere you see, all right, every time I look at this type of Indeed or this advertisement, resume.com, they always saying they need nurses in Dunn, North Carolina. So I'm going to pick Dunn, North Carolina. So I might just get my license in North Carolina. Not might, because if you're going to pick Dunn, you got to get your license in North Carolina, period. North Carolina is a very regulated state. I just want to say that. So do I want you to pick North Carolina? I mean, I staff North Carolina, but you know, we talk about that, the patterns on the different type of states that you can staff and how much potential money you could get out of each state, right? But if you pick your geography as Dunn, North Carolina, which is, I believe, next to Fayetteville, North Carolina, you would definitely have to get your North Carolina license. Rather, that is the initial license in the state of North Carolina or the foreign entity license. All right. So step number 3, let's get to it. Create your business name. All right. So this is important, right? This is very important. And after this, I'm turning off all the lives. And I'm going straight to the webinar, because after step 3, we're going to get into some really juicy meat. And this is only for people that have registered for the webinar. Okay. So you're going to create your business name. When you are building a healthcare staffing agency, if you want to grow into additional staffing, let me explain what I mean. If you want to staff IT people, if you want to staff human resource people, if you want to staff janitorial people, if you want to staff nannies, if you want to staff dog walkers, right? Whatever it is that you want to additionally staff that's not part of healthcare staffing, you should not put healthcare staffing in your name. Now, if you look at the logo, my logo literally says top of the line healthcare staffing. Why? Because I built that company specifically for healthcare staffing. And I knew that I was only going to staff healthcare during that particular company. Now, the great thing about companies, you can create as many as you want, right? But you gotta pay taxes on it. You got to keep it compliant. You got to do stuff, and make sure all your records and stuff is tied to that company. So what I'm saying to you is, if you're going to name your agency and you want to staff other people, then medical professionals, you might want to keep it real simple, like Alisa Applewhite Staffing or Alisa Applewhite Enterprises or top of the line staffing. Somewhere where healthcare is not in there, because healthcare does limit you to healthcare. You can't pitch your business to an IT guy and say, hey, look, we have ITs, unless I just had a thought. Thank you, God. Unless you say, well, we have ITs that specialize in healthcare software programs, then you could pitch it like that, right? So, but they'll only put them in hospitals then, and that limits you to what IT people can truly do, like government contracts. So literally pick your name strategically. And if you pick this name to have something to do with healthcare, then you are like Alisa, and you're saying, hey, this particular company is only going to be for healthcare staffing. And I will not staff any other person under it. And make sure it's not a risky name. So risky name is like if you put real estate in it or financial in it. Those are, when I say risky, those are the type of companies that banks don't like to fund or help with funding, because the name seems risky. The business is a risky business, right? So again, enterprises, whatever name you come up, just if it's going to be all primary healthcare staffing, put healthcare staffing in it. If it is not going to be primary healthcare staffing and you want to evolve it to another company, then just don't put healthcare staffing in, but definitely put staffing in. Okay. Definitely put staffing in. All right. So I am saying goodbye to my Instagram people. All right, Instagram, I absolutely love y'all. Go to the page, check into the webinar. This is step number 3. We give you 10 steps on how to build this healthcare staffing agency. We give you 10 steps on how to build this healthcare staffing agency. So the link isn't clickable. It's not clickable. Let me see. She said the link isn't clickable. Well, we need to fix that. Let's see. Oh, shit. Give me 1 second, y'all. Before we go over step 3, I'm going to play a quick commercial. So I can fix this on the other end. Healthcare is affected by everything, right? You could be walking and have a stroke or have a heart attack. Now you are in the healthcare system, right? You can just all of a sudden start having mental issues, and now you're in the healthcare system, right? You could be minding your business and somebody can come in and shoot you, or hit your car or something like that, and now you are in the healthcare arena. And this is why healthcare is so important to me, because to me it matters who's at the bedside, right? So I always say to people, it doesn't matter to me that I have a nurse that say, hey, I'm a nurse or I'm a CNA, and they show up at the building, right? That doesn't show me their integrity. Their integrity, their accountability, their professionalism, it shows when the door is closed. That is how you know how true a person is to their mission of being a healthcare professional, right? It's how they treat the patients with the doors closed. And my goal is to help to educate healthcare staffing owners and also medical professionals, and again, hospitals, on how to help medical professionals get back to that mindset of how to treat people when the door is closed. Hey y'all, how y'all doing? I'm still trying to figure this out. She said it's not clickable. So I'm trying to figure out why isn't it not clickable, right? Like, why isn't it not clickable? I don't know. It's not. So you got to highlight it and hit go to HC. Let me see something if I can go in here. There we go. So I sent it to your DM. So let's go here. Wait a minute. There we go. So it's in your DM. All right. So we are live off of Instagram. Let me see. Are we still live on Facebook? Yep. I'm taking it off. Let's go. So YouTube.